Hey guys, it's your girl Jasmine, and today we have a little bit more of a serious video. I debated for a few months actually about making this video for a few reasons. If I was comfortable talking about it, for anyone that was involved in the situation, and just putting my life out there on the internet in general. It's been a lot of back and forth with myself mentally, if I was ready to talk about anything, but I finally came to the conclusion, with it being the last week of 2021, that I really wanted to put this video out there. So I'm sitting down, I'm recording this video. If you're seeing it, that means I decided to post it, which I really hope that I do. As you can see from the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking about how I'm doing now, 1 year after I was cheated on. Before we jump into the video itself, I do want to give a little disclaimer that no, I will not be discussing the details of exactly what happened. All you need to know is that I was cheated on, point blank period. You don't need to know anybody's name. You don't need to know what exactly happened. I don't need any of that information on the internet, out of respect for myself and anyone else that was involved. That's not important to what I want to talk about today. I also want to disclose that the person I was in a relationship with, I never put him on my YouTube channel. He was on my other social medias a little bit, but honestly, if you knew me in real life, you might have known him, but other than that, you won't know who he is. All I want to talk about in this video is how I felt then and how I am doing now. So I want to put that out there before I even start this video, before I get any comments regarding, oh, you didn't explain anything, oh, what happened, da 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 da. I'm not talking about any of that in this video. I am being respectful to anyone that was involved in this story. It just really has been weighing heavy on my heart that I talk about this. I don't know why, but if me putting this video out there helps anyone, even one single person that could be going through something similar right now, I feel like it is my obligation to make this video. With the holidays just passing and with the new year approaching, I wanted to leave all of this in 2021 and I wanted to get this video out there. That was a long intro, really sorry. But I just had to get all that out there before I jump into the actual topic of this video. If you've been following me for a little while, you may have watched my video last year in November. I think it was November. It was an update video. I think it was like a chit chat something, some type of video where I gave you guys a little bit of an update on my life. And I did talk very briefly about the fact that I had been going through a breakup. And all I said was that it was a really bad breakup, and I kind of just left it there, and that I was going through a lot. So that's the extent that I wanted to talk about it then. My actual breakup happened in October. Obviously I spoke about it in November, so you didn't really get a feel for how I was doing exactly. I didn't really want to put all that out there. But I'm finally ready to kind of talk a little bit more about how I was actually doing and how I'm doing now. The only backstory I will give as far as my relationship is that we were in a relationship for 3.5 years. I still have respect for him, no hate, but that's all the backstory that you need really, is that we were in a relationship for 3.5 years, found out, things were going on behind the scenes that obviously I didn't agree with, and we ended up ending our relationship. 3.5 years, long time, right? We did not live together. Well, we kind of did, but we didn't officially live together, we didn't have an apartment or anything like that, but I saw him every day, and I was in love, and I can say is that I was 100% in love in that relationship. I 100% believed that this was the person that I saw myself with forever, that I saw myself having kids with and building a life with. So after hearing all of that, when that relationship ended, a big part of me felt like it was missing. I was a mess. I'm gonna be honest, I was a mess until a few months ago. And not to say that I'm still not a mess. I'm just not as big of a mess as I was a few months ago and then for the past year. So like I said, I had been debating on for a long time on making this video. It is now the end of December and my 1 year of being single would have been in October. But I was not ready to film this video or even talk about any aspect of how I was feeling in October, even last month, even maybe in the beginning of this month. If you've gone through a breakup or if you're going through one right now, the thoughts that will circle through your mind can be very overwhelming. I had probably all the thoughts you could even think of. I blamed myself. What was wrong with me? What did I do wrong? What could I have done? Can we fix this? If you have any thoughts like that, don't be mad at yourself. That's all I can say. Don't beat yourself up And I can say that till I'm blue in the face, but some people will still feel that way because I did. People told me that all day. You'll find someone new, you'll find someone better. He wasn't worth your time. But I was in love, and I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear that I was gonna find someone new. I didn't want to hear that I was gonna move on. Like that wasn't even registering in my mind. If you are currently going through something like this, understand that people are going to continue to say that to you. People are going to continue to tell you that you're going to move on, you'll find someone better, he wasn't worth it, he didn't deserve you, blah blah blah, this and that, right? Don't get mad at them, and don't get mad at yourself for any way that you feel. They are just trying to support you. They're just trying to be there for you during this hard time. And that's something I didn't really understand at the time. I didn't understand, like, why does everyone keep saying this to me? I don't want to find anyone new. I don't think there is better for me out there. I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. I didn't want that. I didn't want to hear that. But I didn't realize that that's the only thing that people really know how to say, especially if they haven't gone through it themselves. A lot of people don't really know what to say in a situation like that, and that's okay. That's how I was for months. I cried every day, and it's okay to cry. 100% okay to cry. Let those feelings out. I cried every single day for months and months. When our would have been anniversary rolled around this year, it would have been in May. That entire weekend, I wasn't a person. I was a blob. I cried. I took drives just crying in my car. I didn't want to talk to anyone about how I felt. I didn't want anyone to mention anything. I didn't even let anyone know that I was having a hard time or that I was crying. Although I do kind of wish that I had some support, I didn't allow anyone to support me. I didn't talk about what I was going through because I'm a very closed off person. I kind of keep things to myself. So if you're like that as well, just know that there are people out there who are willing to help you. But at the same time, I also understand not really wanting to hear anyone else's opinions on how you're feeling or what you're going through, because it's how you're feeling and what you're going through, not them. But having support around you is helpful, even if you're not talking about how you're feeling. Even just having people around you is very helpful. And for a while, I shut everyone out. Everyone, my family, any friends that I did have, I shut every single person out of my life. The world was dead to me. I sat in my room, I didn't leave. I'd get up, go to my desk to work, cry while I was working, get back in the bed. That was it. Those were my days. That's how it went. When I had to put on a happy face to go around people, if I had an event or something to go to, I did. No one would have known that I was going through stuff, but I was. It was hard. It was really hard. Now it's been a year and a couple of months that I have been single. And all I can say as far as any advice would go is that things do get better. Am I 100% better? Absolutely not. Am I even like 80% better? No. But I am better than I was a few months ago. And that is improvement to me. I am better than I was a year ago. A year ago during Christmas time, I didn't care about the holidays. Bah humbug to everybody because I didn't give a damn about the holidays. I could give a shit about anybody or anything that was going on except for the fact that I was sad and I didn't want to talk to anybody. So the fact that this year I was able to have probably one of the best Christmases and holidays that I've had in a very long time says a whole lot about how much I have improved emotionally and mentally throughout this past year. So I do want to touch a little bit on the moving on aspect. This is my brain comparing my situation and my life to other people, which this obviously happens because of social media and what you see online, which is not very healthy. But it does happen, and sometimes you do compare yourself and compare your life to other people and what they've gone through or what they are currently going through. And it can be hard because online I saw like celebrities or TikTokers or just people in general that were going through a breakup. I might not have known why they broke up, but maybe like a couple months later, if not a couple weeks later, this person was with someone new. They completely moved on. They seemed super happy, and obviously it could be fake. It could all just be social media. To me, I was like, wow, 6 months have passed by and I'm still a mess. I can't see myself with anyone else. I don't even want to try to talk to other people. Why am I not able to move on like some other people are able to move on? And that's where you have to know that your process is never going to be the same as anyone else's process in any aspect of life, regardless if it's a breakup, if it's moving out, if it's getting a job, if it's being successful, whatever it is, your journey is your journey, and you can't compare that to anyone else's because it will never be the same as anyone else's journey. So for months, I just couldn't understand why I couldn't move on, why I was so sad. But honestly, looking back at it now, how strong my feelings were for this other person, truly believing in my heart and in my mind that this was the person I was going to be with for the rest of my life. Like, you think about how long your life is. When we broke up, I had like just turned 22 and we started dating when I was 18. So when you think about that and how deep those feelings went, it makes total sense why I even still get sad about the fact that the relationship ended. Because that's a lot of feelings, that's a lot of emotions to go through. It explains why I may not move on as fast as some other people that get out of relationships. And also, everyone is different. Some people, that's how they cope. They move on to another relationship. I truly believe, especially from this experience, that no one's relationship can be judged or should be judged from an outside perspective. And although I have been guilty of it myself, and I still may be guilty of it in the future, it definitely puts a lot into perspective as far as other people and what they go through. People that get back together after being cheated on or after something happened, yes, you can look at them a certain way. However, after going through what I went through, I can understand. I can wholeheartedly understand why somebody might take someone back, or why they might want to fix things or want to put up with certain things. Because if you truly feel like you love someone, like that really deep emotional feeling and connection of love for someone, it's really hard to just let them go and be like, all right, especially if you still love them. It's not like we just drifted apart and we both just suddenly decided that we didn't want to be together. So how am I doing today? Let's go there. I'm definitely better emotionally. I have been able to accept that the relationship has ended. I've been able to let it go within my heart. I truly do feel like I will always have a piece of love for him. Maybe not in the same ways, obviously, but there will always be a part of me that will care for him. And that's okay. It took me a really long time to come to terms with that, because I just truly felt like I should hate him. A part of me was like, oh my gosh, he did the unthinkable. I should hate him, right? I should never want to see or speak to him ever again. He should be dead to me. And if that's how you feel about someone, that's okay, because how you feel is how you feel. But I couldn't understand why I didn't feel like that. I did not have any piece of hatred towards him at all. Even at first, I did not have any hatred towards him, and I really couldn't understand why. I did not understand why I didn't hate him, because a part of me wanted to hate him, but I didn't. And honestly, I've come to terms with that, and that's okay, because it is what it is, and if that's how I feel, then that's how I feel. I've come to terms with that, which was a really big breakthrough for me. And I was finally able to kind of look back at the relationship and see that there were flaws in a relationship. Every relationship is gonna have flaws, but honestly, while I was in the relationship, I realized now that there were a lot of things that I overlooked, or a lot of things that I might have put up with, or that he even might have put up with me, because obviously I was not perfect in the relationship. Even though I may not have been the direct reason that it ended, I was not perfect in the relationship, and nor was he. I was finally able to look back at the memories that we had together, and yes, there were a lot of great times, but I was also able to finally see that there were a lot of things that were not so great. There may have been some red flags here and there. There may have been some things that now I may not put up with in a relationship, and that is okay. It shows progress. It shows that I'm able to see those things and to realize what I might have been going through or what might have been happening. The big question now is, am I still single? Do I see myself moving on anytime soon? Yes, I'm still single, because you know, I'm choosing to be. Do I see myself with anyone anytime soon? The honest answer is no, and that is okay. I have also come to terms with that. It does still bring me down a lot. I have had to deal with a lot of depression and anxiety since the breakup. Still something I deal with on a daily basis, but I've come to terms with the fact that I probably need to talk to a therapist, or probably need to talk to someone, and that's okay too. If you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody, because sometimes just talking to friends is not always gonna help. The amount of issues that I feel like I have now from that situation is a lot. Like, I don't see myself in a relationship at all, but it's not even in a sad way. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's not in a pity, like, oh my gosh, I'll never find love, no one will ever love me ever again. Like, no, I've moved past that, and now I'm just in a phase of, I don't know if I can love again. I probably can. Like, I feel like this is just another bump that I need to get over, but there's a really deep part of me that's like, I don't know how to move on from this. I have severe trust issues now. I don't know how I would be with someone without being low-key crazy or going crazy in my mind. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel like that. So I know I need to get over that and figure that out before I'm even able to put myself in a new relationship, like a serious relationship. But I'm also not closed up, because if a year ago a guy had just talked to me on the street and was like, you're pretty or whatever, I might have cried in his face. Like, I literally might have just cried in his face and been like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't, you know what I mean? But now I'm like, I'm open to conversation at least. And although I don't see myself in a serious relationship anytime soon, I am open to the idea of being open, I guess, in the sense of if something were to come around, or if a person were to come around and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it or whatever, I'm open to being open to them, I guess, if that makes any sense. But again, don't really see myself in anything serious anytime soon. I'm just living for me, and it actually has been pretty nice. At least the last like month has been really nice, because it took me over a year to feel like I was finally okay. And I say okay because am I ever okay? Not really, but it's something I'm working on, and I'm hoping to make more progress as the months go on, as this next year. And that's why I wanted to go ahead and talk about this as 2021 comes to an end, because I just really feel like this is something I needed to talk about. Because if you are going through a breakup, whether it's you were cheated on, whether it's, you know, differences, whether it's family things, whatever it is, if you are going through a breakup right now, just know it will get better. And I know that you don't want to hear that right now, because I didn't want to hear that at all. I didn't even want to hear that a couple months ago. The beginning of this year, I didn't want to hear any of that. And I 100% understand. But I hope that coming from me, being someone that did go through this last year, that maybe it gives you some sort of hope. I kind of wish that I had had a video like this, or someone who knew exactly what I was going through and was able to truly tell me that things will get better. Because I did not believe it. I did not. I had zero hope in my heart. I felt like my heart was cold. The Omarion song, Icebox, was playing on repeat because my heart was literally an icebox. I had no feelings. I had no emotions. I could have cared less about anyone that came into my life or left my life. I didn't care. But things do get better. I promise you that. With time, they do. I can't say how much time, because like I said, for me, it took me a little over a year to feel where I'm at right now. Some people it might take a month, a few weeks, it could take a couple days, it could take a couple of years. But never lose sight of the fact that things will get better. Even if you just have to keep that in the back of your mind, even if most of your thoughts are telling you that your life has gone to shit and you just are gonna die alone and life sucks, just keep it in the back of your mind that things will get better one day. I do want to say thank you to all of you guys. Even though I didn't make a whole lot of videos throughout this year, I knew that you guys were still there and still watching my videos, and the support that I still receive on my current videos means a whole lot to me, because this year has been hard. Last year was hard because I went through the actual breakup, but this year might have topped that. This year might have been even harder, just for the sole fact that, okay, now I have to learn how to live life on my own. After 3.5 years of being in a relationship, I now have to learn how to live alone. Well, I have a roommate, but like on my own as far as relationship. We did everything together. When I say everything, we literally did everything. I couldn't remember the last time I went to a store by myself, because we literally did everything together. So I had to learn how to do things on my own. Basically, as an adult, since we started dating when I was 18, I had to relearn how to live by myself and for myself. And that journey has been hard this year. It's been hard. It's been a hard journey, but I'm hoping for a better 2022. I have a more open mind. I do truly believe that things are gonna be up from here. I really hope that this has helped you guys or helped someone out there. If you know someone that's struggling, going through a breakup, send them this video. Maybe it'll give them some light. And I know a year might sound like a really long time. Like if someone told me a year ago, oh, just wait a year, you'll feel a little bit better, I might have looked at them and been like, a year? I have to wait a whole year? And I know a year sounds like a long time. And like I said, it could be less, it could be more. The time goes by, and even though there were a lot more bad days than good, I do feel like from here on, I will have more good days than bad, at least as far as my emotional and mental state. As far as the relationship. I know this video was really long, and it just feels really good to get all of this off my chest and out there, and to just really talk about feelings, I guess. It's not really something I feel like I talk about a whole lot on my channel, but I have a lot of feelings. I'm a very emotional person on the inside. but not very much on the outside. Like I said, if you're going through anything similar, if you know anyone going through anything similar, just know that I'm here for you. If you need to just vent to someone or talk to someone, you can always reach out to me. You can DM me on Instagram. I do keep my business email in the description down below, so you can use that as well if you want to just send me an email, if you know you just want to get your feelings out there. I'm happy to read and to help in any way that I can, because I know that it can be really hard to go through this, especially to feel like you're going through it alone. Even if you're kind of forcing yourself to go through it alone like I did, it's still hard to just feel like you're closed off from the rest of the world. It's not a happy thing. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you look forward to the new content coming in 2022. Fingers crossed for a way better year, especially when it comes to content, because like I said, I was going through a lot this year, so the content wasn't coming like I wanted it to. But 2022 is coming, and the content will also be coming along with it, and I'm really excited. So if you guys want to join on this journey of brand new Jasmine, basically, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below so you can join our growing family this year. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little sit down chit chat talking video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.